সবাইকে নমস্কার জানিয়ে আজকের এই ওয়েবিনার শুরু করছি। বিদ্যালয় শিক্ষা বিভাগ পশ্চিমবঙ্গ সরকারের অধীনস্থ পশ্চিমবঙ্গ সমগ্র শিক্ষা মিশন কর্তৃক আয়োজিত উজ্জীবন চর্চার প্ল্যাটফর্মের তরফ থেকে আজ আমরা উপস্থাপনা করছি আমাদের সপ্তদশ ওয়েবিনার। সকল প্রধান শিক্ষক, প্রধান শিক্ষিকা এবং শিক্ষক শিক্ষিকাদের জন্য আজকের বিষয়বস্তু হলো টিচিং ইংলিশ, টিচার প্রফেশনাল ডেভেলপমেন্ট রিসোর্সেস।
Greetings everyone. I am Shauman Das Chaudhary and I will be your co-presenter for today's webinar. Many of you may remember my colleague Dr. Shonali Bhattacharya from the British Council from last year's webinar titled Engaging Students in Listening and Speaking in English. Shonali is an English language and communication and soft skills consultant, teacher trainer, and content developer. She has a doctorate in applied linguistics and a postgraduate diploma in English language teaching from the English and Foreign Languages University, Hyderabad, and has been conducting professional development workshops for Oxford University Press for the past 15 years. She is a member of the British Council India Consultant Network and a presenter and trainer for the Cambridge English Teacher Support Program organized by Cambridge University. I, Shauman Das Chaudhary, am an English language teacher, teacher educator, and an examiner. I have a Cambridge certification in English language teaching. I am a training consultant with the British Council and have conducted master trainer and teacher training workshops for many of their state-level programs since 2017. As an English language teacher, I have worked with many organizations and NGOs teaching learners from different socio-economical backgrounds and at different proficiency levels. At the British Council, we believe that well-trained teachers can better meet diverse student needs, leading to improved performance. Therefore, continuing professional development is essential for enhancing teaching skills. In today's webinar, we'll introduce the British Council's Global Professional Development website, Teaching English. This resource provides UK experts designed free resources to keep you updated on the latest teaching methods, research, trends, and innovations. Now, let us look at the learning outcomes for today's webinar. So, the learning outcomes for today's webinar are for teachers to understand how important continuing professional development, or CPD as we call it, is for them. It is also to identify pathways for professional development relevant to teachers' own needs and contexts. For teachers do work in different contexts, don't they? More importantly, it is to help teachers familiarize themselves with the many resources available on the Teaching English website, which will help them benefit and enhance their English teaching. It is also to introduce them to a new course, which is the Explore Teaching English course. Finally, today's webinar aims at building teachers' professional network, sharing ideas and know-how, and to help them stay up to date with the events, latest research, and innovations in teaching. Many teachers have asked me, why is CPD important? Well, to answer that, CPD, as you must know by now, is one of the surest way to grow as a professional. Let's take a look at what role CPD plays in our professional lives. It helps teachers enhance teaching effectiveness. Now, what does that mean? Continuing professional development equips teachers with modern pedagogical strategies, helping them improve student engagement and learning outcomes in the classroom. It keeps educators updated. CPD ensures teachers stay updated with the current curriculum changes, new educational technologies, and evolving teaching methodologies. It helps teachers to boost their career growth and confidence. Ongoing training helps teachers gain new skills, earn certifications, and advance in their careers while building professional confidence. And not to forget, it improves student success. Well trained teachers can create more effective and inclusive learning environments, directly contributing to better academic performance and student development. Now that you can see how critical this journey is for a teaching professional, you would appreciate that this program has been put together for you by Ujjibon Chorcha, a platform you are familiar and comfortable with, and the British Council, an organization that is completely dedicated to help teachers better themselves in their profession. Here are some of the things that you can expect from this collaboration. Teachers, students, and parents will receive support in enhancing their knowledge and skills. As a part of the program, teachers will be offered a range of webinars that can empower them with the latest teaching methodologies and skills, and more importantly, useful, engaging activities for their large classes. Teachers are expected to achieve greater impact in the classroom through improved knowledge, skills, and practice. The collaboration also provides access to a wider range of British Council resources to teachers that will aid their classroom lessons. For any program to be implemented successfully, we need a plan. And for the plan to adhere to certain ideas and work in a structured fashion, one needs a framework. Thankfully, the British Council already has a tried, tested, and globally accepted CPD framework in place to identify the areas in which teachers and teacher educators need a degree of competence. Let us walk you through this framework. This CPD framework is represented through a wheel that is divided into 11 areas of competencies as shown by the different colors and divisions. The 11 divisions are listed for you on the right hand side. The first one is knowing the subject, shown in the blue part. It represents how good you are at your knowledge of your subject. The next three areas in pink represent three skills that a teacher needs to have, namely planning lessons and courses, managing the lesson, and assessing learning. The next group of expertise in purple include how good you are at using 21st century skills or core skills, using multilingual practices, using digital technologies, and using inclusive practices. Then the green set of expertise indicate how good you are at understanding your learners, your context, and understanding and developing your professional identity. We'll be talking about knowing the subject and planning lessons and courses in a while. Let's take a look at what some of these other professional practices mean. So, take for example, what does using inclusive practices mean? This professional practice is about identifying, understanding, and addressing the diversity of students and their needs. It involves developing trusting and respectful relationships with and between your students and intentionally removing barriers so that all your students are represented, are included and valued, have a sense of well being, and have equal opportunities to learn. This includes identifying the barriers and challenges that marginalized learners face. It is also to understand the pedagogical strategies that impact learner outcomes. It will help you address the diversity of learners during the teaching and learning processes and also demonstrate and encourage inclusive behavior in and outside the classroom. Now let's take a look at what understanding my context involves. All teaching takes place in a certain place at a certain time and is therefore influenced by many factors. This professional practice describes the knowledge, skills, behaviors, and attributes teachers need to be able to understand their context so that teaching is relevant and appropriate. It involves, for example, understanding and evaluating the appropriacy of educational policies, practices, and resources and how they impact on your teaching. It also involves developing an understanding of why people are learning English and learning through English and how this affects how and what you teach. Let's try and understand one more practice on the wheel: understanding and developing my professional identity. This professional practice covers the knowledge, skills, behaviors, and attributes that a teacher can develop to enable them to thrive in the profession. It is divided into two key areas: understanding your professional identity and developing your professional identity. The rationale for this is that a teacher continues learning and growing throughout their career. Now, when you begin your teaching career, you will certainly not be expected to be very proficient in any of these areas, right? But with time, experience, training, and knowledge accumulation, your expertise will definitely grow. This growth moves through four stages as is indicated in the white part on the wheel: awareness, understanding, engagement, and integration, as the blue arrow shows you. Let's take a closer look at these four stages. At the awareness stage, you have only heard of the professional practice but don't know much about it yet. At the understanding stage, you know what the professional practice means and why it is so important to you as a teacher. You reach the engagement stage when you have used what you have learned about this professional practice in the classroom and have developed a competency in it. Finally, you can say that you are at the integration stage when it becomes a part of your teaching practice and you show a high level of competency in it. So, for us to understand the stages better, let us take this case of Mr. Datta, a middle school teacher. In a recent webinar he attended, he came across the concept of pairing and grouping in the classroom. He found it to be an interesting and useful technique and hence researched and read more about it. However, Mr. Datta hasn't tried it out in his classroom yet with his learners. So, what stage would you say Mr. Datta is at? In this case, Mr. Datta is at the understanding stage because he has heard about this strategy but he is yet to try it out in his class. Similar to Mr. Datta's case, as teachers, the more time you engage in CPD, your knowledge, understanding, skills, and competencies go deeper. As you just saw, there are 11 areas according to this framework you can ramp up your proficiency in. So this framework actually helps you to identify which area is your area of strength and which area needs attention. This is called a pathway. Let's see how you can identify a pathway. Let's take another example. Suppose there is an English teacher, Miss Banerjee, who wants to know more about the professional practice pathway, knowing your subject, and what level she is at now in the skill, as she is looking for a way to become more proficient in her subject. The British Council's CPD framework will help her understand how she can develop her skills. So, taking the example of the professional practice, knowing the subject, this self assessment with the help of the stages of the CPD framework can help Ms. Banerjee, the English language teacher, to self assess and know how well she knows the subject. As you can see, there are 4 ratings provided against each statement using the 4 stages from awareness to integration. So, say for the first statement, which mentions being able to communicate effectively in English, Ms. Banerjee, as an English language teacher, rates herself as being at the engagement stage. For explicit knowledge about language systems such as grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation, she places herself at the engagement stage again.
So, why did she place herself at the engagement stage?
Well, she had a very good English teacher in school and she was very particular about being grammatically right. And she spent a lot of time in correcting her pronunciations. So, she knows she's quite good about language systems.
All right, what about the other statements?
Right. For subject specific theoretical knowledge regarding teaching methods, student learning, and assessment, she rates herself at the understanding stage. Finally, for knowledge of a wide range of current teaching and learning resources that are available in the subject area, she puts herself at the awareness stage. That is because she thinks she hasn't updated herself much with the current teaching and learning resources. She thinks she surely needs more CPD for this. Now, rating herself Rating herself using the 4 stages for each of these statements will help her review what stage she is at for this particular professional practice, knowing the subject. It will tell her whether she is at the awareness, understanding, engagement, or integration stage. It will help her identify if this professional practice is her strength or an area she would need to develop further.
Okay, so Miss Banerjee has understood where she stands with regard to the area knowing the subject. And where can we find the statements for the other areas?
Good you asked. You can find the statements like the ones I have shown on the Teaching English website. So, just like Ms. Banerjee rated herself for each of the statements for knowing the subject, she can rate herself for the other 10 professional practices as well. This will help her identify at what stage she is at for each of the professional practices. As you can see, Ms. Banerjee has put a tick on the wheel for each of the professional practices, indicating what stage she is at for each one of them. Right. Now that we know what the framework looks like and you also know how to self-assess yourself and identify the areas you want to pursue for growth, Shonali, can you tell us how the British Council can help our teachers grow in the area that they have identified? Let's say they want to build their proficiency in the practice called planning lessons and courses.
Sure, I'm very excited to show all our teachers what CPD resources British Council can offer. The British Council has a fantastic resource center which you are about to use. It can be found on the Teaching English website. Let us show you how this website is organized. If you go to Google on your computer and click on this link, you will reach this website of the British Council. On the website, you will see a menu bar is arranged in a row at the top. It contains Home, Professional Development, Publications, Teaching Resources, Webinars and Events, Training and Community. And if you want to access the Teaching English website from your smartphone, it will look almost the same. You will see an icon in the top right. Clicking on it will take you to the main menu. If you click on, say, Professional Development in the menu, you will get a drop-down list with two specific sections called Teacher and Teacher Educator. Look under the Teacher section how many types of resources there are. The content of this website is organized around various professional practice themes. For example, the theme for February was Planning Lessons and Courses, and the theme from April to June is Understanding My Learners. As you can see on the screen, the theme for February and March was Planning Lessons and Courses, and under this theme, teachers from across the globe accessed resources that help them to develop their skills at planning lessons. They downloaded free lesson plans and materials designed by UK experts and participated in various national and international webinars. You will find a lot of resources on the website. Take a look. So let's look at the objectives of the Teaching English program. Teaching English is a digital platform for English teachers and teacher educators, drawing on UK and local expertise and the unique insight and experience of the British Council. Through this platform, we aim to build teachers' professional network, share ideas and know-how, and stay up to date with the events, latest research, and innovations in teaching. It will also provide teachers teaching and learning resources to support their practice as well as new opportunities for CPD. It will help them connect and communicate with the community of practice through a range of channels including social media and newsletters. Now, if you are wondering how the Teaching English website can support the teachers who want to explore the different resources that are available and they want to explore the Teaching English website, we would want to show you how the teachers can look for newer materials, newer methods. So let me share some of these with you. Let's see what are some of the resources that are available. Suppose the self-assessment that Soumen has explained to you a little earlier has helped you realize that you need some more CPD in the subject of planning lessons and courses. You will click on the professional development, then teachers, and then planning lessons and courses from the menu. By clicking here, you will reach planning lessons and courses section. Here you will get an overview where you will get to know how to prepare yourself to learn about lesson plans and courses practice. Here you will find lots of materials such as articles, magazines, and various other information and educational material. Now, if you click on articles, you will find articles written by various ELT experts from all around the world, which will be of great use to your professional work on planning lessons and courses. If you click on Find Other Content, again, you will find some blog posts written by Teaching English bloggers from around the world, which you can use in your planning of your lessons. If you click on Find Useful Recording and Content, you will find various publications and research along with recordings of interesting and informative webinars and conferences where ELT experts from around the world have shared invaluable experiences on the topic of planning lessons and courses. Now, if you're wondering what mini events are, then let me tell you that mini events are a small group of 2 to 3 webinars. Now, these webinars are usually followed by a panel of discussion by experts. Now, let's see how you can enhance your skills in a particular CPD topic. First, go to Teaching Resources from the menu. There, you will have to choose which level of resources you need for the primary or the secondary level. Suppose you teach the primary classes. Then, you select Teaching Primary. After that, you will see a selection of the levels. To help you find suitable lesson plans, there are 3 levels on the site. These lesson plans for level 1, for instance, are most suitable for learners who can understand and use some words and short phrases maybe, and can follow simple stories, songs, and texts. Teachers can use the levels as a guide. For example, if you start to find level 1 lessons too easy, you can try more of level 2 lessons. Also, you will find a list of many more topics inside. Inside the level 1 category, for instance, there are many lesson plans. So let's look. Now click and a variety of lesson plans will open for you. From there, choose one that you like. Let's take one that is all about the green classroom. See how detailed each lesson plan is. Right at the beginning over here, you can see the learning outcomes, which mention what the students will learn through the lesson. Then it's mentioned which age group or level the lesson plan is suitable for, and also the time required to conduct the activities is also provided. And at the end, it lists the teaching materials included. Along with these lesson plans, there are some tasks. See how many types of tasks are given for you. You can pick and choose what you need. Take a look at them. Now suppose you take the first task, the warmer, for instance. It will take 10 minutes, approximately 10 minutes for you to complete. The entire process is explained in details. It walks you through the stages of the activity. You can begin by conducting, say, point and say kind of activity to revise classroom vocabulary. For example, book, pen, crayons. Have the students point and say the word or a sentence. For example, here are some crayons. Here is a duster to reinforce countable nouns. Then you can use a word list on the board or slide. In fact, it's provided in the PPT. For example, you can use words like desk, window, ruler, etc. After presenting the list, you can drill pronunciation using group and individual practice. Make it engaging by varying the speed of the word pronunciations and ask learners to identify the items in the photo which is given in the PPT. The activity also tells you how you should set up your classroom interactions. These activities are suitable for the large classroom as well as the smaller ones. Let's look at another task. This is a discussion task. The discussion activity, which revolves around the theme of a green classroom, makes use of a picture that is provided in a PPT that comes along with a lesson plan. The questions that learners discuss here, you can see the questions, are related to how they can make the environment, especially the classroom, green and environment friendly. The whole activity is experiential and totally meaningful. Classroom management strategies are also mentioned for your convenience. Or let's look at this poster making task. The poster is the outcome of a lesson that has grown organically and experientially once again. The PPT that has been attached gives you an idea how you can engage your students through the different stages of the lesson. All this is absolutely ready to serve. You don't have to worry about a thing. Everything is available right there. Now, as you scroll down, you will find various types of resources that you can download as well. For example, lesson plans to be used in the online or the physical classrooms, worksheets for students. Each worksheet includes a detailed explanation of how to use it effectively. And then there are PPT presentations, like I was telling you. Besides the lesson plans, at each level, you will find different activities, stories, and poems, songs, and teaching tools. Let me talk to you about two such teaching tools. One of them on top over there you can see is a badge creator. It helps you to create badges for your students. And then the second tool over there is a tool which helps you to design posters. Also, let's look at what else is available, right? Let's look at Mr. Sharma's case. He is a high school teacher and wants to continue his professional development by attending some webinars or watching some recorded sessions. Let's see if there are any other resources on the website that will support Mr. Sharma. There is so much on this website. Suppose you open the webinars for teachers section. You can find out about upcoming webinars on various topics and watch recordings of lectures given to English teachers. These webinars are organized around the 11 professional practices outlined in the CPD framework, which are led by experts based on the experiences of English teachers from around the world. There are also the mini-series webinars, which are followed, like I was telling you, interviews of experts and panel discussions. Now, let's see how the Teaching English website can help Miss Basu, who wants to make her students aware of current issues or add new contextual vocabulary. Let's see, can this website help her to do that? Yes, we have podcasts on various contextual topics and environmental issues as well, such as this one. You can check out podcasts under the Community tab. If a teacher is teaching a lesson related to, say for instance, climate change, he or she can listen to the specific podcast on it. As you can see, there are multiple links which lead you to the series overview, a specific episode in the series, and also makes available notes. What is more, a teacher can download the podcast, the notes, and the transcript. So let me just summarize it all for you. এই টিচিং ইংলিশ ওয়েবসাইটে আছে অসংখ্য টিচিং রিসোর্স যা আপনি সহজেই ডাউনলোড করতে পারবেন, যেমন অনলাইন বা অফলাইন অর্থাৎ মুখোমুখি শ্রেণীকক্ষের জন্য লেসন প্ল্যান, শিক্ষার্থীদের জন্য ওয়ার্কশিট, প্রতিটি ওয়ার্কশিটে এটি কিভাবে সলভ করতে হয় তার বিস্তারিত নির্দেশ রয়েছে, পিপিটি উপস্থাপনা ইত্যাদি। লেসন প্ল্যান ছাড়াও আপনি অসংখ্য টিচিং টুল এবং ওয়েবিনার পাবেন, যেগুলো ব্যবহার করে আপনি আপনাদের শ্রেণীকক্ষের জন্য কার্যকরী টিচিং লার্নিং মেটেরিয়াল তৈরি করতে পারবেন। এই সহজলভ্য রিসোর্সগুলি আপনার কাজকে অনেক অনেক সহজ করে তুলবে। তাহলে কল টু অ্যাকশন কি রইল? এবার আপনারা নিজেরাই চেষ্টা করে দেখুন। প্রথমে টিচিং ইংলিশের ওয়েবসাইটটি খুলুন, তারপরে ক্রিয়েট অ্যান অ্যাকাউন্টে গিয়ে ক্লিক করুন, ফিল্ডে গিয়ে ফর্মটি ভরে ফেলুন, তারপরে সাবমিট করুন, তারপরেই দেখছেন লগ ইন করতে পারছেন। আপনি যদি লিঙ্কটিতে ক্লিক নাও বা করেন, তাহলে আপনি কিউআর কোডটি স্ক্যানও করতে পারেন।
I'm sure you will be spoiled for choice once you start using the teaching English resources. And luckily for you, the interface is easy to navigate and you should be able to find what you need easily enough. But that's not all. We are offering you something else as well, a 4-module course to help you fully use the resources on the Teaching English website. Let's now see what the course is all about. This course is designed to introduce participants to the content of the Teaching English website through a moderated WhatsApp community. It will help teachers use these resources by increasing their digital skills. To support teachers with low digital resources, the course also features limited data access so that participants can learn with minimal internet access. For teachers with advanced digital or linguistic skills, they can easily find Teaching English's extensive and complex resources with the help of this course. So, how is the course structured for the teachers? As you can see, this course for teachers is spread over 4 weeks. It has 3 modules and teachers are expected to spend 12 hours in total on the course. At the end of each module, weekly live sessions will be held, which will help teachers reflect on the particular module, get the doubts cleared by a course moderator, and share their learning experiences with each other. There are 3 modules with 4 tasks for each of the modules, which means there are 12 tasks in total. Each task is designed to take about an hour of participant time depending on digital readiness of the participants. Modules 1 and 2 guide teachers on accessing and downloading free Teaching English resources without an email account. Yes, you heard it right. teachers don't need an account for modules 1 and 2. Module 2, task 3, as you can see, covers creating an email, preparing for module 3's complex tasks, including creating an account, signing up for newsletters, webinars, and courses. Let's look at how the course calendar looks like with the example of Module 1. In the week of Module 1, on Monday, Task 1 will teach you how to access the Teaching English website to navigate effectively and download lesson plans. On Tuesday, you will read a relevant article. The next day, Task 3 involves downloading a resource book. Finally, on Thursday, as part of Task 4, participants will listen to a podcast. Moreover, they will join a live session to interact with the course moderator. This live session, as I had mentioned before, would be an opportunity to interact with your course moderator and ask questions and share experiences with other fellow teachers. So here's a sample of task 4 in module 1. As I had mentioned in the previous slide, task 4 in module 4 is listening to a podcast. A PDF version will help you navigate to where you can find the podcast. Additionally, there are also instruction videos on YouTube that will guide you to complete the task. Now let's come to the live sessions. As mentioned earlier, the course moderator will hold a live video session to wrap up the module. These sessions or their recordings provide continuity, connection, and motivation. Other benefits include real-time interaction with the course moderator and other participants. You will be able to share summaries of your learning with each other. It will also help you in goal setting. More importantly, it also serves as an opportunity to celebrate achievements and clarify any misunderstandings you have during the module.
So to summarize what Shomen just said, এই কোর্সটি 3টি মডিউল নিয়ে গঠিত। প্রতিটি মডিউলে 4টি করে টাস্ক রয়েছে, মোট 12টি টাস্ক। প্রতিটি টাস্ক সম্পন্ন করতে প্রায় 1 ঘন্টা সময় লাগবে, যদিও এটি অংশগ্রহণকারীদের ডিজিটাল দক্ষতার উপরেও নির্ভর করে। প্রথম ও দ্বিতীয় মডিউল শিক্ষকদের টিচিং ইংলিশের রিসোর্স ব্যবহার করতে শেখাবে, কোনো ইমেল বা অ্যাকাউন্ট ছাড়াই। দ্বিতীয় মডিউলের তৃতীয় টাস্ক ইমেল তৈরি করার পদ্ধতি শেখাবে, যা তৃতীয় মডিউলের আরো জটিল টাস্কের জন্য প্রস্তুতি হিসেবে কাজ করবে। তৃতীয় মডিউলে শিক্ষার্থীরা শিখবে কিভাবে অ্যাকাউন্ট তৈরি করতে হয়, নিউজলেটারে সাইন আপ করার পদ্ধতি এবং ওয়েবিনার ও কোর্সে অংশগ্রহণ করার উপায়। I would like to suggest to teachers to embrace the opportunity to enhance their teaching journey by scanning the QR code to subscribe to the Teacher Connect newsletter. This newsletter, in fact, is a very resourceful source. It would be good if you could keep in touch with all the events that keep happening in the British Council. For instance, 23rd April was the International English Language Day. অনেক ধরনের ইভেন্টস এবং অ্যাক্টিভিটিস হতে থাকে। আপনারা যদি এসবের খবর রাখেন, দেখবেন যে কত রকমের ওয়েবিনার্স চলছে, অ্যাক্টিভিটিস চলছে, ইভেন্টস চলছে। আপনারা প্লিজ এগুলোর খেয়াল রাখবেন যাতে you can participate in all of those. Here you can scan the QR code to register yourself for the Explore Teaching English course. You have until May the 17th, 2025 to complete the registration form. Remember, only the first 250 teachers will get to be a part of this transformative experience in the first round. For those who missed the chance, don't worry. A relaunch of the course will be available for all eager teachers who wish to join later. Here are some suggestions we can offer to teachers like Mr. Mondol, who seems to be a little worried about something. He's asking something like, with all the other activities at school, where will teachers like me find time to participate in CPD? A very good question. So here are some suggestions we can offer you. The first suggestion is participate in all the scheduled training sessions. Many schools and educational boards organize CPD sessions during school hours or on designated training days. This ensures that teachers can participate without additional time commitments. Secondly, we would also like to suggest online flexible learning courses. Like the online CPD courses offer flexibility, allowing teachers to complete modules at their own pace, often outside of regular school hours. Teaching English website has various such courses that you can register for. And the third thing that we would like to suggest is professional learning communities. Some schools integrate CPD into professional learning communities or PLCs, making it a part of the routine rather than an additional task. Teachers can form small groups to share knowledge and resources, making CPD a very collaborative and less time-consuming effort. So, by leveraging these strategies, teachers can actually find ways to engage in CPD without feeling overwhelmed. So now we are going to be sharing some very interesting resources with you. So you will see on the screen some links. The first one that you can see on top is the Teacher Connect webinars YouTube playlist. We host live webinars on topical issues for teachers' professional development, as you can see. These webinars are free. Teachers can access the Teacher Connect webinar recordings here. So take down the link. And then the second resource we have here is Learn English with Friends. Teachers can teach English using these 30 short videos covering a range of general English. So there you have another link. And then there is an accompanying workbook for Learn English with Friends videos. They are all available here in the next link. And there is another wonderful link for you, Teaching English Radio India. Now this is a series of 24 15-minute audio programs providing advice and training for teachers of English working in schools in India with large classes and few resources. The 24 programs provided here focus on developing specific learner-centered teaching approaches that primary and secondary school teachers can use in their classrooms. So I am sure you will make the most use of these wonderful resources that are all waiting for you. Here are some more of the links that we can show you. And At the bottom there, you will also see an email ID. This is an important email ID for you. Take note of it, because if you have any issues, if you have problems, if there are questions, if there are queries you want to ask British Council, this is where you have to write to. You will get responses from them, right? Well, with that, we are drawing to a close. We have come to the end of our discussion. I hope you have learned very many new things in today's discussion on teacher professional development resources. It's also